What's going on, everyone? So today I want to cover two headlines that I saw, which were pretty crazy. It's been a lot of fun to watch as the story of the quantum computers has been unfolding, especially in mainstream media, news. We had a couple articles today, one from the Wall Street Journal, and we had another big announcement. So if you're new to the channel, please leave a like if I've earned it, subscribe if you want to, and without further ado, let's just jump right in. So quantum computing is closer than ever, the Wall Street Journal. So everybody's too busy to pay attention. A technology that feels like it's always 5 years away may suddenly be 2 years away, but businesses are a little preoccupied. So let's watch the video that they have included here, and then let's talk about it.
There's also this sort of fear that quantum, or it's certainty even, that quantum computing has the ability to break cryptography, essentially, and just, expose all our methods of protecting data. How should the CIOs in this room be thinking about that, and how worried should they be?
Yeah, so a few weeks ago, I was sitting on a panel like this. The seat was still warm from an AI person who'd been forced to explain why their technology isn't going to kill all humans. And, I feel lucky that I don't have to justify that position. Certainly the best publicized application of quantum computing is for code breaking. A large quantum computer would break RSA and elliptic curve cryptography, which are sort of the most prevalent codes that we use today. NSA put out a memo probably nearly a decade ago now explaining that at some point we're going to have large quantum computers and you're going to have to find solutions to that.
And that point is coming up pretty quick. That's what we're talking about here on the channel. So for those of you who don't know what RSA encryption is, just a quick 15 seconds, okay? A lot of our encryption, how we protect our secrets, how we protect our bank passwords, our social media passwords, our secrets as countries, etc., is behind RSA encryption. And RSA encryption is essentially massive prime numbers that are divisible by two prime numbers. You kind of get the idea, but essentially our modern computer, the best GPU and CPU, would take hundreds of thousands, if not millions of years to crack that encryption. But quantum computers, as powerful as they are, could render all of those obsolete.
And so that is a serious prospect, like that is a real prospect, that we will build quantum computers that will break pretty well every public key encryption technique that we use today, which sounds really scary, and it will have significant impact. This is part of the reason that nations are seeing quantum computing as a sovereign strategic kind of capability. But there are two reasons not to worry too much about that. The first is that there are serious efforts underway to develop post-quantum cryptography. So NIST, for instance, has a competition and a public effort at doing this, where you would basically do a firmware update. You would load new firmware onto these systems. You'd run conventional code and make yourself secure against the existence of even a very large quantum computer.
Yeah, that's if every company that needs to put these protections in place does it. And we will see if that actually happens in time before these quantum computers are powerful enough and they're in the wrong hands.
There's some debate as to how long that's going to take and how robust it can be made. But I think generally there's a lot of optimism that we will be able to make our current systems secure against the existence of big systems. And then the other thing that I'd say is that the size of quantum computer that you need to do code breaking is much larger than the size that you need to do commercially relevant applications that we're interested in. And so essentially, as far as we know, there should be an economic early warning sign. If you see me, I used to own half of a Toyota Camry from 1997. If you ever see me driving up Sand Hill Road in a Ferrari, then you know that it's kind of time to worry that the next systems coming will be big enough to do code.
We'll keep an eye out for that.
Okay, let's jump into the article. So, PsiQuantum says it will have a commercially useful quantum computer available as soon as 2027. Wait a minute. I was told, I was under the impression it would be 15, 20, or 30 years. That's strange. Anyway, let's keep going. But whether businesses are ready to take advantage of that accelerated timeline is another story. The Palo Alto, California startup is working to build quantum computers in Australia as well as Chicago. Of this article title, right, is everybody's too busy to pay attention. We have a new administration, crazy headlines, crazy shit's happening all the time. Airplanes are falling out of the sky. Every other day there's a new tariff. There's wars, there's crime, there's so many things to talk about that really this conversation does get pushed to the fringe. But the thing is, the technology is not going to wait for you to be ready to think about it. The technology is going to arrive. So the onus is on you and us as a society to understand what the technology is, and so we can prepare ourselves for how the world is going to change when it arrives. Companies have long recognized the powerful technology's potential in areas such as drug discovery, finance, energy, aerospace, and semiconductor manufacturing. Some firms are already building their own quantum algorithms and running them over simulators and early stage machines in preparation for the day a commercial grade quantum machine is available. When polled, so at this recent conference, when polled on what they're doing with quantum today, none of the attendees said they were actively pursuing any business uses for it. And when asked for the biggest factor holding them back from exploring quantum more, half the attendees said they were simply too much else to focus on right now, while 29% said they weren't certain of the business value. This is a massive, massive oversight and mistake. Trust me, we will see. You will all see very soon. There's always going to be a very opaque, extreme technology, which is used by a very limited set of technically elite people who are directly running code on the machine. The other reason for the column is that the size of the computer needs for code breaking is far larger than those used in commercial applications. So what do we take from this? Every headline we read, right, this number keeps getting smaller and smaller. So we have Jensen Huang, 15, 20, 30 years. Then we have Mark Zuckerberg, 10 years. We have 60% quantum crash. Then we have Google saying 5 years. Then we have Microsoft saying 3 to 5 years. Now we have a Wall Street Journal article saying PsiQuantum will have a commercially viable computer as soon as 2027. Then we have DOE Quantum that has a conference that I'm going to in a month and a half who is using quantum computers today for commercial clients. So it does start to feel like the goalposts are being moved because people want to kick this conversation down the road. The thing is, technology doesn't wait for anyone. Look at BlackBerry, look at Intel. If you don't adjust your business plan, the world will leave you behind. It is a cutthroat world. All right, so we're going to move on to the next article. So this is a pretty huge one. So this is also from today. The Department of Energy Quantum Leadership Act would authorize $2.5 billion for quantum research conducted at the Department of Energy. This is bipartisan legislation to support the future of quantum research at the Energy Department. Holy crap. I actually think this is a different, so we have the $2.7 billion quantum bill. That is, I want to make sure that this is, so that's the National Quantum Initiative Reauthorization Act. So this appears to be a separate bucket of billions of dollars. Now, I could be wrong. I just saw the headline today. If you all out there know more about this than I do, this is a brand spanking new headline. So basically what we are looking at is we have a Democratic senator from Illinois and a Republican senator introduce a bipartisan legislation to expand the United States' capacity to invest in quantum information science and research and development. So why is this crazy news? We know that the quantum computer industry right now was around 100 billion. We also know that in 10 years, it's estimated that it is going to be $1 to $2 trillion industry. So you're going to have private investment, you're going to have government contracts, you're going to have just greater demand, commercial and enterprise, as the technology improves. And what a crazy headline where we're seeing essentially the Department of Energy recognize the potential in quantum, and the senators to put a bipartisan legislation on the table. This is a huge move. The act proposes reauthorizing and expanding DOE's research, development activities in quantum information, build on existing infrastructure. It aims to build upon the foundation work of DOE's 5 national research centers. Address supply chain challenges. The legislation directs DOE to study and address quantum supply chain challenges and reduce barriers to commercialization. It enhances coordination. It seeks to increase interagency and industry coordination to foster a collaborative approach to quantum research. And workforce development. The act proposes establishing new programs to support the workforce demand. So, Illinois, Senator Durbin emphasized Illinois' readiness to become a global hub for quantum computing, highlighting the state's top-tier universities and national labs. Senator Daines underscored the importance of investing in research and development to maintain America's leadership in science and technology. You know what? I'm going to send them an email and say, good damn job, because that's your representatives in the United States of America doing their damn job and recognizing where the future is. Okay. Maryland did it with IonQ, and they want to become the quantum capital of the world, right? As Dan and I would say, it's 9:00 at the quantum computer party, and the party goes until 4 a.m. Okay, so we're just getting started. If you're here right now, it's a little bit weird, but we're gonna have a good time. So anyway, that's all I got for you today. Hope you enjoyed that. If you found value out of this content, please consider leaving a like if I've earned it. If you'd like more content like this, subscribe, and I will do my best to cover everything quantum computers. Thanks.